Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about the forbidden topic of Power Rangers, Super Mega Force. Now, before you jump in the comments, having a rah rah Super Mega Force, bad rah rah rah, because we know it happens. Second you mention Super Mega Force, people start having a go at it. But we're going to talk about the acting and some other things about it. So while you're watching and wanting to know more, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on all notifications, and check out all the notifications and all the merchandise that we have on the thing. And let's jump straight into it. Now, Mega Force and Super Mega Force is one of those series that divides the fandom. You either like it or you either hate it. There's no it's all right, you love it or you hate it. And I feel like this is a thing that in any sort of conversation comes up, you mention Super Mega Force and you'll get 1,001 people going, it's not like Gokaiger, it's not like this, it was the worst thing, the acting was bad, they didn't do it justice, they did this problem, they did that problem. I've heard everything, and it's just some lame excuse. I've recently had an argument or a discussion with someone, and they didn't come back after what I said, and it was just literally them saying like, what did I say? It was something like, it was a good series or something, and then someone was like, said no one ever, and I was like, actually people have, and they were like, oh, they've not watched Gokaiger or seen any other Power Ranger series. And I turned around and went, by that logic, then June Ranger is way better than Mighty Morphing because it does more stuff. And yeah, they didn't reply, so either they didn't care or they just couldn't come back with it. But either way, that's not what the topic is. It's talking about all of this. Now, I do want to make a much more in-depth video about Super Mega Force and Mega Force and talk more about it, but I feel like for now I wanted to talk about the acting and a few other things within it. A lot of people turn around and say the acting was bad, the acting was horrible for what they did, and to be fair, it wasn't the greatest. Neither is most Power Rangers from that sort of era was the best acting. Now, I don't blame any of the actors for any of their work on the show. I enjoyed their work. I think the work was absolutely fine in my eyes. I believe it was the director, it was the way the writers were for it, where they told the actors, don't overact, don't do this, don't shine through, because for some fucking reason, I don't know. It just gets me, because I feel that because of all that, it put the show down to the point where you couldn't see these actors shine no matter what they did, and if they did, then they would be told, don't do it, it's shit, rah 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 rah. I think that one of the reasons why a lot of people talk about this is because it's not the show that they wanted. Gokaiger was a very different show from what I've seen, but when it comes to Super Mega Force or anything, it wasn't their expectation. They just decided, fuck it, we don't want any of this. And it really does hurt the show on kind of a few different levels. The main thing, as I said, is the directors, the way that they were told to say, hey, just don't be an actor, don't do your thing, and the way that you do it. But if you actually see the Rangers at conventions, you can tell that they're very different. They're not the same people from the show. They all have personalities. They're absolutely fantastic. And even when you look at other pieces of work that they've been in, that's how you can tell, are you a good actor or not? Now, I've not seen all of Ciara's stuff. I've not seen all of Jacob's stuff. I've not even seen, Christina's stuff, or even Andrew's stuff, even Mark's stuff, or even Azim's stuff. I've not seen, if I got all their names right, if I did, huzzah. But the fact is, I've not seen everything that they've been in, but I've interacted with them at conventions. I've seen them on stage. I've seen them do stuff, with the fans to interact, and I can tell they're not bad actors. It was just they were given really, really bad direction, and it shows, and you can obviously tell that they just didn't give a shit back then, and Saban should have literally brought down the hammer and said, fuck it guys, do better, we want more money. And again, I still think Super Mega Force, if done the right way, could have been the best season ever, as well as making them tons more money than you think. The main thing is, when you see them at cons, they're completely different. But I think the main majority is once you hate a show, regardless of how amazing someone is in it or what the premise is or whatnot, if you hate that show, you're going to hate everything about it. You're going to hate the way that the actors are. You're going to hate the way that the show was portrayed. You're going to hate everything around that particular thing. And I think in general, that's just such a huge time and waste just to hate a season just for the sake of it. I know it's not the best season. I know it's not going to win any Oscars or anything like that. I know it's not. But at the end of the day, I know that it's an okay season. It's one of my favorite ones because if you take out the elements of what Gokaiger was and that, it's not a bad anniversary season. It's just some parts of the acting is quite but again, I don't blame the actors for it. I mean, if you watch the show, I think it's Rich Asians or something, Andrew's actually in it and he's such a massive fucking prick. So I can see the reason why no one likes him. But he was a massive fucking prick in that. But obviously that might have been up to play up for the show, or it might have been something else. But to me, wasn't a good look, Andrew. Really wasn't. And that's going to follow you around for a very long time. Dear God, fucking hell, it was so bad. But yeah, like the rest of them are not bad. I think that if you're going to judge Super Megaforce and Megaforce for the acting skills, then you should look all over the place. Because spoiler alert, Mighty Morphing had one of the worst acting ever. So you can't really come and say, oh, Mighty Morphing's better when the acting wasn't that great. And I don't care what you said. It's a product of its time. But it's bad acting at the same time. So if you use that excuse, no, I'm not going to accept that. I mean, there have been other shows that have actually had better kind of results. I mean, hell, look at Austin when he came back for Beast Morphers. Wasn't the best acting in the world, but we all love Austin. So if you love Austin, thumbs up, like this video, comment your favorite Austin moment as well as what's part of the video. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you love Austin. And if you hate him, do the same because whatever. Kind of closing all of this up. If you look at how the others are, Christina, I think, had one thing that sticks with me, and that was the one where she had this entire whole argument thing, and it was a friend's like kind of video, and she was really good. Like, she got really angry. I can't find it. I really wanted to find it so I could look it up, but it's lost to time. I guarantee it's probably there, but I couldn't find it at all. So if you know it, please let me know in the comments. It's one where she's talking to her boyfriend and smashing up the place in it, like in this film. Anyway, in closing, regardless of how you feel about Megaforce, Super Megaforce, then I think what we need to do is don't blame the actors for doing their job, because that's what they were paid for. It was bad direction. And if you're going to blame the way that they act and it's saying whatever it is, then look back at other seasons, because I guarantee you there are some seasons out there that have wooden acting that aren't the great, and that's a problem. So don't take it out on Megaforce, Super Megaforce for the bad acting. It's just bad direction. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? I enjoyed Super Megaforce. It's one of my favorite seasons. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to hear and see more, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell. Check out the merch, turn all notifications on. And with that, I'm going to leave it there. If I don't see you tomorrow, then I'll see you in a couple of days.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。